Alright, let's get into it. Hello Free Soul, hello YouTube. We're gonna walk through you guys setting up Bomb Rush Cyberfunk modded. First thing you're gonna need is R2 Modman. I will have every link needed in the description, starting with this one. When you get to this page, you hit manual download, open the file, and you're gonna want to run this setup. Just extract it all, run the setup. It's going to run you through things like this. Yes, select your directory, and once you have that installed, you will just be able to search it. I have it pinned to my start menu. Now, when you get here, you might have to search for it, but it might be right here at the very beginning. If you're not planning on using this for any other game, you can just click set as default. If not, you just hit select game. Pick Steam, select platform. You'll start out here. Default is my already set up profile. You're going to want to keep it named default, keep it there. But for this instance, I'm just going to name this one modded. Okay. Now, select profile, and you're going to see a whole lot of nothing. There's the online tab on the left, like it says, or you can just click here. The first things you're going to want to download are All City Network. This is the multiplayer mod that you are looking for. Install this, Mapstation. This is for loading custom maps. CrewBoom, which is for custom characters. Bunch of emotes. You can just search bunch. It'll be the only thing that pops up. This will be for doing any dances or setting custom tricks with NewTrix, which we'll download next, which allows for custom tricks. Yes, Acid Drop. Gonna download this. Now let's launch into the game. I'll show you exactly how it works. So, best way to show you how Acid Drop works is to get by a vert. Let's say this one, for example, right in front of me. Yeah. If you've never played a Tony Hawk game, acid dropping works by pressing both triggers or whatever both your boost and slide buttons are. So you will get over a vert and do that, and that's how it'll look. It's not the only thing in Acid Drop now. As of late, we have what's called a Meteor Drop, where you can get some height. Oh, what the fuck? Okay, you'll get some height, and you can press slide, and your trick 2 and 3 buttons, which are normally, if you're on PlayStation, triangle and circle, and Xbox, Y and B. So slide, Y and B, and you will drop straight down. And that's basically it with Acid Drop. There really is no configuration of this mod. And for ACN itself, since we are here, if you're curious about how to type in chat, all you need to do is press tab. Press tab. You're going to want to download QuickTurn, Rebound, Wallplant, Quick Style Swap, Savestates. This one will let you control your FOV settings. WoodzCameraTweaks. Also more camera correction settings and other things to be fixed like that. WoodzGrindTweaks. This allows for soap shoes and things like pressing triangle to start a grind like the Tony Hawk games, or the inverse of it, pressing triangle or holding triangle and it will not start a grind. WoodzMovementTweaks. This will be for gravity, blah blah, run jump speed, and the midair trick jump, which is a new ability. And that is everything you're going to want from R2 itself. Now for the MovementPlus install, you're gonna wanna, here's an easy way to do it. You can download this, yes, but that's not just it. Now, since we have everything from R2 installed, we're gonna start the game modded one time. And this is just so the game builds every config necessary for what we're about to do next. So, once your game gets to the title screen, you'll be able to close the game back. So you see us here at the title screen. You can close the game now. Cool. Now, go to Settings and click Browse Profile Folder. And that will take you here. You're going to want to right click, select this folder, and right click it and click Pin to Quick Access. And that will pin it right here so you don't have to struggle to navigate this folder again. And now we're going to get into the manually installed mods, which will be coming from FreeSoul. discord.gg/FreeSoulBRC. I will have that linked in the description. I will have the link on screen. And the first thing you're going to want is the config manager, which is right here. You're going to download it. Take this RAR. And this is the folder you're looking for. Go to that same BepInEx folder that we just opened and go to plugins. And you are just going to drop it in here. Now, when you get in game with this installed like this, you can just press F1 and you'll be able to edit the config for any of these mods that we just installed that have a config that is editable. Next is the MovementPlus beta update, which will come from FreeSoul as well. You'll join here and look for the MovementPlus download channel. You're going to want to download this. Now, here's where things get complicated for some people, but I'll walk you through this. Go to this MovementPlus 2.9 folder, and let's go back to this BepInEx folder. See how these names are matching these two. Config and plugins match config and plugins, so you can select them both and just drag and drop them onto some empty space in this folder. It will ask you to replace a couple things. That is from already installed plugins having their configs set up. You just click replace. Now you go into plugins, look for Yuri MovementPlus, and it'll be right here, just like this. It should look like this. The default install from R2 might have a DLL on this base folder in here. Just delete those. Now you can go back up to the Project G config pack. These will go in BepInEx config, like so. Just select these and drop them in your config folder. And it will ask you to replace them. You just hit yes. And now you have the MovementPlus beta updated, which will have a presets app in your phone. And the last thing you're going to want is the bunch of emotes express install, which is in mod utilities. And it should be right here. Yes. Yes. Open the file. Config. So BepInEx config. And you're just going to want to drag and drop these in here. Like so. Like to quickly install these emotes, just drag and drop them. Nice. That's exactly what you'd want here. And this is a pre-configured config file for this mod, so you would install that if you don't have any settings customized already. Now we can get in game. So at this point, come back here, everything's installed, you can click Start Modded. Now, you'll be loaded in, and you'll see a mini map, and you will see a chat. And your name by default will be Goofiest Gunner. You can come in here and look for bombrushmp.plugin, and you can change your name in this box, or if you would like to actually take your time with it, you'll come here and look for this, and it will be the first name box. Now, I have a post here that shows you how to format your name with hex code coloring. It'll take you to this website. So let's say I want my name to be a nice piss yellow. Yes. So we'll go here and you put less than, paste that hex code, greater than, and we'll make, I don't know, my name's Faye. We'll use that. And if you would like to make it a gradient, you just take the next one, do the same thing, take the next one, do the same thing. Anytime you edit something from this config editor, it doesn't matter if you're doing anything in the game, you need to restart it for it to take effect. So let's close the game, save this, and launch the game again. And you'll see exactly what I mean. Okay, now, as you can see, I've got all the name colors I just assigned. It's a very hot piss yellow. Let's take it. Cool. Now, when you press F1, you will see all these configs open. Bunch of emotes. We'll have this emote list and everything. If you want to change these, you can change these. You can just keep those. You're not even going to be using these buttons, because now we have an app in the phone with all of these emotes. Here's the base in-game emotes. You can just sit from them, pick anything you'd like. And these are all the custom ones. Cool. That means you've got everything there installed. Here's the multiplayer app. MovementPlus, if you are a previous player, you would not have seen this preset app before. But you can come in here, and these will be where those configs I had you install will show up. Some of these are for graffiti racing. Some of these are just to fuck around with, like infinite boost. You could just play with those. Double jump disabled. The default Project G config, which is just essentially, if you were here before, our gladiator config, which is the one everybody uses for playing any game mode together. And it's just to level the playing field. That's enough with the phone. These configs here, let's say Mapstation, you're going to want to enable quick reload. The default button is F5. You're probably going to have to restart the game for that to take effect. So we'll do that in a second, but once you press F5, it will just reload the map. NewTrix, for example, let's go to on foot. So let's say I'd like to change this boost trick right, or this trick right here. My very first air trick, if you're on PlayStation, you jump and press square, bullet spin. Yeah. So this is where the Emotes app gets really useful. So you're gonna look for one of these bundles, for example, that have like trick names and stuff in them. You can really slap any of these wherever, but this is just to give you a really good example of what's happening here. Air trick 1_0_BOE. So I'd take that and plug it in right here. And now when I jump and press square, it will change to that trick. And you will do that and name these tricks however you like. You can put color tags in these names as well. But you'll scroll through and pick whatever animation you like and just plug it into one of these boxes. The change is immediate. You don't have to reload map for that. The only thing you would have to reload map for is changing the trick name. But that is just about it with NewTrix itself. We're just going to be plugging animations in these slots for your air tricks, your grind tricks, your ground tricks, any of the other ones that are in these configs. You would want to go through the Emotes app and find something you like that would fit each slot. You don't have to do this immediately. Some people have provided config packs in the movement mod packs section, where currently it is just Senza and myself. But these are all providing custom tricks and any other configs we felt like including. So if you don't feel like doing that, there's a section there where you can grab those configs. QuickTurn. When you are moving forward, you can hold back and you will start a skid animation. That is a QuickTurn. Yeah. So with a QuickTurn, you can trick out of it, jump out of it, slide out of it, and you can do a boost trick, but I have no meter right now, so don't even worry about me asking for that. Yeah, and having cooldown set to 0 on QuickTurn will allow you to do an action out of it and start another QuickTurn immediately. Whereas if it's on 0.5 like the default, you will have to wait about half a second before you can start another QuickTurn. On top of that is the delay, which is at 0.1 seconds. You really don't have to change that unless you really, really want to. Sensitivity, you're going to want to turn this down pretty low, because that is what triggers a quick turn depending on the angle of your stick. So the lower the angle, the more it takes a tighter input of just pulling back relative to the camera. And I have mine pretty low just because of that. So if I pull directly behind me and not in any other direction, I won't slide in that direction. And these are all customizable settings that can do whatever. You can set the angles of where it will send you. You can set the direction any of these actions will send you when doing them. And you can set a speed boost that you get after doing any of these, from the start of the quick turn animation to the end of it. Rebound is very, very simple. Allows you to jump right as you hit the ground and bounce right back up. Which is pretty useful. Now, you can edit most of these things to do whatever you would like them to do. But that is basically the gist of it. There is boosted rebounds. Let me give myself infinite boost. Here is a normal rebound. There's a boosted rebound, and there is a burst rebound. A boost rebound is just holding boost and doing a rebound. A burst rebound is holding boost, pulling back, and doing a rebound, which is just jump. And that's how that should look. Now, next, Wallplant. If you've ever played a Tony Hawk game, for example, and jump against it, press jump, and it will bounce you off the wall, like so. The camera tweaks recently got updated so you can change these in game. Default is vanilla camera correction, and also you can turn this up for your sensitivity. So let's say I want it a little faster. I'd set it to 2.5, for example. Close the app. Things should be a little smoother, a little quicker. Now, if you would like to play with 0 camera correction, you would set this to -1. So now, whenever I move, the camera is going to be completely controlled by me. It will not correct itself. So, that is fully you controlling the camera if you want to play like that, which will allow for things like boost canceling that will let you do a sharper U-turn than if you were to just hold the direction without any camera changes. I point it behind me and then boost, and I turn immediately around for a quick U-turn. Now, the lower this number goes, the more the camera will stick behind you. When doing things like grinds, just like that. The higher it goes is the slower the camera correction. So let's say I put it on 10. As you can see, camera takes a little bit longer to turn for me. And that is about it with that. I personally like to play on 1.5. Let's go through save states. This is how you can change your FOV. I play on a fake high FOV, which is, sorry about that. I play on a fake high FOV. The default is 64. I play on 75, which is not much further out, right? But if I turn up the maximum camera drag, that will raise how far the camera will zoom out from my surroundings. So I can see more of what's happening around me without raising my FOV too high to where it starts fisheyeing things, but I still have a good view of my surroundings. And that's how I do that. If you don't want to do that, you can just turn your FOV up to, I don't know, 90. And get just about the same results. Alright. I like to use it like this. Put it on about 10. And things are pretty comfortable like that for me. That's really all this mod is used for at this point. Grind tweaks, you're going to want to disable triangle grind if you just want regular soap shoes, disable note shoes, and now it will work like normal bomb rush grinding to where you jump at a rail and it will start the grind. But triangle grind is for, you can have inverted triangle grind where it's the opposite of the Tony Hawk method of press triangle, start a grind. It will be press or hold triangle, and it will not start a grind when you get near a rail. MovementTweaks has gravity settings that are available for each move style specifically, and you can customize each of them here. It has run speed that you can turn on and customize, and it has mid-air trick jumping, which will look something like this. You want to jump and press boost and jump at the same time. And it will look like that, which is very useful in terms of platforming. Now, I believe that just about wraps things up for messing with the in-game config editor. If you're ever confused about something, all you really need to do is hover over a label for a setting, and it should give you an explanation of what does what, and you can adjust accordingly. Now, let's get into CrewBoom, which should be the last thing that we're going to be doing. Here is Vincent, low poly model from Final Fantasy VII. So let's give him a download. Thank you, Insole. We'll go to config, CrewBoom, and this is the folder that you drop your models in if you want to play as them. You see his CBB has been, CrewBoom bundle has been dropped in here. For things like takeover packs, for example, those are usually in Free Soul in the announcements channel. Every Sunday we'll have a takeover pack dropped, and it'll look something like this. Everybody that is attending will drop their own CBB, and they're all going to be in this folder, and you just drag them into config, bombrushmp.plugin, CrewBoom, and then drop them all in here. You will not be able to play as these characters. These are the ones that will be streamed to your game so you can see everybody else who's using them. You don't want to have the same model in here as a model in your CrewBoom folder, or else it will try to load that character twice and crash you. So you must pick who you want to play and who you want to see. I should append to the end of this video that there are a couple mods that are pretty much useless at this point in the game's lifetime, and those are Character API, which is the old custom character mod, and Slop Crew, which is the old multiplayer mod that we are no longer using. You're not going to want to download any characters from R2 Modman. You're going to want to come to Game Banana on the Bomb Rush category for things like characters, custom phones, custom sound packs, custom gears, anything like that will be on Game Banana. I believe that's about it. That covers the baseline installation of the game. So, if there are any questions that need to be answered, you can hop in the Discord and ping one of the staff members. You can comment and I'll try to get to you, but I highly recommend you just try to ping one of us in the Discord. Thank you, Free Soul. Thank you, YouTube. Have a good day.